line, so you have nice clean lines. Sometimes when I sketch, I get kind of crazy with my lines, and I'm just tracing. And I'm going to trace everything. My bird has some really big eyes and some hair that goes here. And mine goes off the page. I got some skinny little chicken, little bird legs in there. Okay, add my beak. Okay, so I traced this, and I'm going to go ahead and actually fill this in, because you're going to see why here in a minute. Okay, there you go. Alright, so I have my big, crazy, wacky bird. Okay, see if you can see him here. Really big, crazy. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut him out. So the first thing that I want you to do is actually cut just the outline. Don't cut anything on the inside. You are just going to cut the outline of him only. Okay, this is scrap paper. You can put it in the recycle bin. You no longer need this paper. Okay, so you're going to get this paper, or cut this guy out, and make sure you put your name on it, because some of your birds actually might look the same. So make sure you put your name on it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'm going to cut just the outline out, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. I do want to show you, before we cut him out, see how much room he takes up on the paper? So he does go off a little bit, and that's okay, but he took up a big majority of the paper. I don't care if your paper is portrait, which is this way, vertical, or it can be horizontal as well, going this way. Depends on the size of your bird, so it's totally up to you. But big birds, okay? I want you to fill up that paper. Okay, so I'm back, and I cut out my Mr. Bird. We'll call him Fred. He looks like a Fred. Okay, so I have my bird cut out entirely. I don't have any of the inside cut, because we don't need to do that yet. So the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to write my name on it, because we don't want to lose it, and if we do lose it, your teacher will know where to put it. So I'm going to write my name on it. Your scrap piece of paper that you got from cutting him out, please throw that away. Don't leave it in the floor. Put it in the recycle bin if you have a recycle bin. And make sure you throw and put up all your materials. Okay, so we got Mr. Bird here. Now what we're going to do, we are going to get out your second piece of paper. Still haven't touched the textured paper yet. Okay, so we have our second piece of paper. That is the same size of paper that you used to make Fred here. Okay, so you are going to put in the same position where he was. Let's see if I can get this out. There we go. Okay. Okay, so on Fred, you are going to notice that he doesn't have any feet, because his feet on my first one ran off the page. So I am going to move him down and over so he lines up to the edge. You have to do this, or you're going to have to draw him some feet. You want it to look like your original. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, after I have it lined up, I'm going to trace Fred here. Okay, so I'm going to set the camera down so I can read. Okay, so I'm going to hold Fred down here, and I'm going to trace. Just very lightly. You don't need to go really dark on it. This will tell us where we know where our shapes will go. We will be cutting out each individual shape one at a time. Okay, I hope that you know that if you cut out multiple pieces, and when Miss Smith has more than one art class and you have multiple pieces of a bird, you know, you have pieces of birds scattered all over the classroom, they're going to get lost, they're going to get mixed up, or they're going to get thrown away. Keep only cutting out one piece at a time helps eliminate that. You'll be given a paper clip to keep your materials together. That way you don't lose them. Your textured paper should be in the drying rack until it's dry. After that, you can paper clip all your paper together. So almost done tracing. Okay, now the fun begins. So since I've traced the outline of my bird here, you should be able to see it here. I am going to write my name on the back, okay? On your artwork, unless you become a professional artist, okay, you always want to write your name on the back. Yeah, sometimes students write their name really, really big on their paper, and it kind of gets distracting. So I always tell my students, write your name, upper right-hand corner, and put your period, I'm going to say 8th period, on the back. Okay? So that way you know it's your paper. Alright, so I traced my bird, and this is my final paper. Notice it's the same color as this one. You're going to have lots of color added to this. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pick, what are we going to cut first? And I'm going to start actually with the body. So I'm going to cut his eyeballs off. And I think I'm actually going to add a little strand of hair so I have a different section. So I'm going to cut that off real quick. So I cut his head off. So I'm going to set his head aside. And since I'm going to the body first, I have to cut his wings off. Because your body, you want, the way that you want to overlap, you don't want your body or you're on top of that wing. Okay, you want your wing on that wing texture to go on top of this. Okay, if you were to put it on top, it might look a little weird. So make sure you get all your pieces. Set them over there. And I'm going to go ahead and leave those feet on because they're really tiny. And I'm going to bring my textured paper over here. And I'm going to see what can he look good on. I think I'm going to do, and you got all these cool textures. We got all these cool textures here, and I am going to go ahead and do this section right here, go all the way to the edge, that way we can reuse it, or save room, just in case we want to keep this color. So I'm tracing that. And since it doesn't quite fit, I'm going to make a mark where I stopped. And I'm going to cut out this texture. Okay, so I have this right here should line up pretty well with this. Okay, you see that? Okay, so I have this lined up with my bird. So now what I'm going to do, I have my first piece because I don't want to add too many yet. My first piece, I'm going to line it up with my drawing. And I'm going to glue that on. Okay, so I had to go get some glue. You can use stick glue or the liquid glue, whatever one that you prefer to use. As long as it sticks, I'm good. Just don't make a mess. Well, let's get this working. There we go. Glue goes a long ways. So now I'm going to stick this where it lines up on my paper. And that is a section of the bird. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of that body on there. And I'm going to go ahead and ignore those. Oops, need to move them over just a little bit. Come on, pencil. Okay, so I'm tracing my design. I'm going to cut out this piece right here. And my body part should be done. My body of my bird, my crazy, wacky bird. Let me trim it up here. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and add some glue. Attach right there. Okay, so now I have the body, the stomach of the bird, and also the neck of the bird. Okay, so now I'm going to get a chicken wing. Let me see, I think it goes right here. You can test it. Yeah, it goes right here. Pretty sure. Yeah. Right here. That's where my chicken wing goes. And you want some contrasting color. So you probably don't want to do the same color here as your wings because they will all blend together. So do something that's going to make it pop. So maybe, you know, this color, or, you know, you could do this color. I think maybe I might keep that for the hair. That would be kind of cool for hair. I think I'm going to go ahead with this color for the wings. So move over to the side here. And I'm kind of rushing this because I know y'all are ready to get started. I need a new pencil. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to use a pen. Y'all don't use a pen. Always make sure you use a pencil because it can erase. Pens do not erase. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting out my wing. And if you want to add like different colors to the belly or like more details, you can do that too with other colors. Like if you want, because sometimes like the birds, like they might have a different color on the belly right here. You can add maybe, you know, some of the green, like a circle or like a highlight here or a sliver to kind of detail it a little bit more. Okay, so it's just cut and paste, trace, cut and paste. So I'm going to line it up here. Make sure it's overlapping, this on top of this. Okay.